All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the stock market. It is Monday. We are into the holiday week. A lot of people have spring break this week. There's no trading on Friday for Good Friday, and then we got Easter weekend coming up here. So, shorter week of trading here in the market. I'm going to go ahead and break down what happened in this video. Kind of crazy day. VERU went nuts today, and I traded it 3 times. So we're red on the day, but could have been much better. Could have been much worse. We're gonna break it down in this one and get into the video. Let's go. Okay, so the first trade, I actually didn't realize, but I wasn't recording on the morning, but you can see it right here on the charts. Shorted the initial pop there with 200 shares. Once it consolidated for a while, went sideways. I put a stop over the break of the highs, got stopped out there for a $50 loss to start my day here on VERU. But then a little bit later in the day, it's popping again. So I'm looking for this nice big pop here up towards 850. Can it get through there? I go ahead and click the button, get a fill here of 200 shares short at 849. So in short, 849, 200 shares, and we're going to look to see if this thing now can pop up towards that $9 level. Probably start the next shares a little bit before 9 if it can continue and push up a little higher through that 9 level. And actually, I'm watching VERU on my scanner right now, and it's hitting 12 again here. So $12 as I record this video here on VERU. So we're going to see what happens. How did I end up on this VERU trade today? But it kind of hangs here for a second at 849, 840s. So not really anything for me to do there yet. Just waiting and watching, seeing if it can push up here through the 850s, through a nice pop there up towards 9. And we'll go ahead and get another 200 share short if it can do that. No surprise to anyone watching the market today, it does pop up here. So it's popping here. It's getting into the 870s. I click the button, get 200 more shares short there at 872. So I now have 400 short at 861, and I will look to add in on a push to 9. And because it pushes so hard there towards 9, and this is where really I got screwed on this trade, I click it there at 895, and I only get 49 share fill out of 400. And then this thing drops immediately below both those second and third planned entries. So this would have been a nice win here as it gets down here into the 60s on VERU. Had I got that full share fill there, you can see into the 60s there, but only got 49 out of the 400. So a little frustrated on it there. And then I just kind of left the order out there in case it wanted to pop back up and pop down off of 9. But I also knew that if I did that, I was going to have to be able to add into a pop through 9 in case it did not reject. So I get the add in there. We now have 800 shares short at 878, and we're going to look to add in if this thing pops up nice and strong through 9. Ideally, it just comes down below 870. I will look to take it off, at least partial. It gets to 871, 870 there, and it doesn't come down. So another frustrating one on the move there. I was going to take some off under 870. But alas, it's still going up here through 9. So I'm watching it, looking to add in here through the 30s. There's through the 30s. I put in 400 more shares. Now I have 1,200 at 896, and I'm ready to go 400 more on a move through 950 just because this one's so extended. I'm like, this thing's got to pull back. There's a high probability that it's going to pull back nicely, and I just got to be able to sit through it and let that unrealized P&L get a little bit larger there than ideally I would like. So I get that there on the pop through 950, another 400 shares. Now it's 1,600 short at 911. So at this point, I can't let it go really through the highs much at all, but I don't put in a hard stop because I don't want it to do a little fake breakout and take me out. So I'm watching it here, and it pops up towards 960 there and fails. So I know if it gives me a nice little pop there through 960, I'm going to have to be out this whole thing at this point. But if it gets down under 910, I'm going to go ahead and get ready with 1,500 shares just to reduce this one down at if it gets under 910, because really it's not doing what I want at all. My chart doesn't look good. It's not what it's supposed to look like. So I'm just going to take this one 1,500 off under 910 to reduce down my share size from there, and then see if that remaining 100 can maybe be the flush point of the day. We'll see. So kind of gets down into the teens here and starts hanging out for a little bit, hanging out, pushing in the teens, pushing back up into the 20s, and it does this for a minute or two. I'm like, is this thing really going to do it to me again, where it gets so close to, you know, that take profit mark? In this case, it's more break even mark, but take profit earlier. So is it going to do it again to me? But it's pushing back down into the teens here. Anything on the bid under 910, I'm clicking the button for 1,500 shares to cover out. There it is. It gets under. I get the fill 1,500 there at 908. So I've got 100 shares left, and I'm just trying to get those down to 890, really, just to get to break even overall in this trade. And so I do end up putting an order out to cover these at 890. For that 100 shares, and we'll see what happens here as we get into the next segment of the clip. But a little frustrated overall here with VERU. So there's the order. You can see it's sitting there at 890, but as it starts to bounce here off of the 9-ish range, I'm like, all right, if this thing gets 940, I'm just going to put a stop out. I'm not going to let these shares go against me here at all any further. So I put the stop order out there at 940, and it gets filled pretty much immediately. So all out there, overall, I think I made $8 minus commission, so probably $0 on that portion, but only down $45 on it. So here's the part where I was really upset with myself, because so far I've done okay. Could have done better, but there's no reason I really should have been in here at this point. I see what the stock is doing. It's obviously going nuts. I shorted into a halt here at 1092. I put an order out there quickly to cover at market just in case it does one of those fake halts and shoots down real quick so that they can move the price higher, but it does end up halting there at 1092. So a few minutes go by and I'm like, all right, when this comes out of the halt, if it goes green at all, I'm just covering. That's what it does. I cover out there at 1118, and I'm down $100 on the day. So all in all, can't really complain about that, other than the fact that I certainly could have been green on this had I not gotten that partial fill, and on this move out of the halt, had I traded it like I normally trade on this nice push up, could have gotten at least one, possibly two ads in there, and then it failed all the way back down immediately under 11, so that could have been a nice big green trade there on VERU. But all in all, could have been much better, could have been much, much worse. I'll take the $100 loss and move on from it. I can't really complain overall of what it could have been and what it was and what it wasn't. So, that's the trade in VERU, and that's the trades for me. I am flying off to Vegas tonight, so we'll see if I trade the rest of the week from Vegas or not. I am taking my trading laptop, but we'll see how it goes in Vegas. I might be a little bit too tired to wake up at 6:30 in the morning in Vegas and get on to trading. So if you don't see me, that's why. If you do, I guess I didn't have as crazy of a night as I thought. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.